Well, good morning. Happy Friday. We made it, y'all, another week. And the good news is, coming up, I think there's not going to be rain next week. As far as I can see, hallelujah. I'm Jeremy Rabe. Tom, don't you dare. He just said he's going to change the forecast.
And I'm Maddie Conklin, after Tom so rudely threatened to change the forecast.
How dare you?
How dare you?
No, I went to bed kind of early last night because I was tired. And then is it awoken?
Yeah, I was woke.
I woke up.
I was awoken.
Awoke.
To see what was the matter. All of a sudden, I heard a clatter.
And there was a pitter-patter on the roof of rain. So then that happened like early on, then it happened in the middle of the night, and then it happened this morning, and I was like...
It was very unexpected, because Tootsie now just sleeps on her bed on the floor. Before that, she would sleep in bed with us, but we've now pushed her, demoted her, if you will. All of a sudden, I'm sleeping peacefully, blankie and everything, and then, boom, paw in my face, and I was like, what?
What?
And I was like, oh, she's up here for a reason, and then, what that? Yeah. Lightning,
The
flash.
lightning. I thought paparazzi was outside my window.
You said,
like,
hey,
what?
I am not ready yet. Give me 5. Give me 5, I'll be ready.
Listen, I just washed my hair.
Yeah. By the way,
Yeah.
the pitter-patter on the roof, Rabe Roofing. Why have we talked about this? Why has that never been a thing?
Hold the phone. I'll have to check my phone for the pictures. When I was in Herman, Missouri,
Yeah.
there is a Rabe Hardware or Rabe Roofing in Herman, Missouri. I took a picture of it, sent it to my family in Texas, and said, do we know, are these kinfolk?
Yeah. These kinfolk?
Are these kinfolk? Who are these Rabes in Herman, Missouri?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a big red truck, and it had Rabe Hardware or Rabe Roofing or something like that. I have a picture of it.
Yeah.
That's crazy you bring that up because there's Herman, Missouri, there's some Rabes.
There are some Rabes. I had a friend, his name was, well, last name was Tucky, and his dad had the opportunity to start a line of porta potties, Tucky toilets. Missed opportunity.
Amazing.
Missed opportunity.
Conklin's cookies. You need to come up with cookies.
Cookies. Instead of cookies, they're going to be cooklies.
Cookies.
And it takes less time to cook them. Cooklies.
Cookies.
Yes.
Oh, I love new creations. By the way, I have not checked. Have you checked the Crumble app this week? Is there any good ones this week?
Honey, we ordered.
Oh,
off
did
the-
you?
Oh, yes, we did. Okay, they had a cookies and cream cheesecake.
Okay.
Mwah. Okay, they had like a buttercream skillet, so they had like
Okay, now that I will-
That
I might have to go to
I
it
ate
then.
the whole thing in 2 days, so basically
Okay.
half one day, half the other.
Okay, keep telling me.
They have an icy one, you know, like the icy drinks with the polar bear on it. They have one of those.
That's a cookie? Okay, I'm looking now.
Yeah,
Okay,
there you
yeah.
go. Sea salt toffee skillet, amazing. Cookies and cream cheesecake. Churro cookie, the blue raspberry cookie we haven't gotten into
Yeah,
yet.
that doesn't look very good.
And then there was a raspberry
batter.
one. I think at the top there's a raspberry one. Well, somehow we got a raspberry, and it's
Okay.
not on the menu. But
Sorry.
yes, very, very good.
Did you, I never asked you officially. I think you didn't tell me because you probably didn't like it. Did you like the Benson Boone or no? I ate 2 of them.
I'm sorry. Well, didn't you talk to somebody else that said the icing was a little funny in here, or was that my sister?
I thought it was your
that
sister, Allie.
Okay, it was my sister.
I think it was
then.
your sister, Allie, who
Okay,
said that.
because I went to try it. It was just very.
Oh,
It was
I loved
interesting
it.
that it wasn't interesting enough.
I loved it, loved it, loved it. But anyway, I don't know why we digress, but I was just thinking, we have a taste test coming up, so it made me think of
Food.
Food,
Top
anyhow.
of mind always.
But let's get to some fun headlines. How about this? Now, this one, oh my gosh, I'm so excited about. Because you know, I love property, I love vacations, and I love Airbnbs. Here's an opportunity to spend part of your next vacation as a Smurf. An Airbnb property in Belgium has been converted into the storybook home of Papa Smurf. You'll customize your own Smurf hat. You'll have an authentic Smurf picnic, complete with a Smurfberry drink and Smurfberry ice cream. You'll meet the grandson of the Smurf's creator, and you'll even be taught a special Smurf dance. Maddie, we need to learn this Smurf dance.
Yes, yes, yes.
The entire experience will last about 4 hours.
Wait,
That's it.
what?
I want to spend the night.
Yeah.
It's all been organized in coordination with the release of the Smurfs movie. Bookings are already open on the Airbnb website. If it's not an overnight stay, I'm not going.
Well, yeah.
Why 4 hours? And I want that so bad. Look at
That
how
is
cute.
so cute. There's everything miniature.
Oh, I love it.
I would love, okay, I want to try the drinks. I want to try that ice cream. And I also want to craft my own Smurfs hat. I've never seen an episode of the Smurfs. I know about them. I would love to partake.
La 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 la. You've never seen the Smurfs?
I just like the one with the blonde hair.
Smurfette.
There we go.
Well, you don't even know their names?
Smurf. Papa Smurf.
I can't even look at you
them.
right now. I can't even look at you. I'm so upset you don't know the Smurfs.
Okay, please forgive me, for I have sinned, okay?
I love the Smurfs. By the way, that reminds me of a place I went to in Eureka Springs. You're going to be seeing that segment coming up soon, where they have themed rooms. They're like little cottages.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think it's aired yet, but there was one coming up, and they have castle. Then they have a Hobbit, like it's underground. It's all Hobbit themed, and it reminds me of that because they're so over the top themed.
Yeah.
All you want to do is stay there and not even leave.
You were in heaven.
I was loving it.
You were like, okay,
The castle had a secret bookcase, and you open the bookcase, and there's a secret stair up to a private bathroom that overlooks the Ozarks with a giant hot tub.
Oh,
I know!
in Eureka Springs?
Yes!
How do we get rooms?
I know!
I want to get a room.
I think this coming up, I think the ones so far have aired are about their events
Okay.
and their trails, but we have 2 more coming up that are amazing.
Okay, definitely want to stay there. Moving on, James Gunn's Superman has had a big impact on something other than the box office. This is really good. Dog adoptions. Thanks to crypto, the appearance of the super dog is translating into a massive surge in dog adoptions.
Hallelujah.
Nationwide, love it. Google searches for the phrase "adopt a dog near me" jumped 513% after Superman opened in theaters. And the more specific search, rescue dog adoption near me, rose by 163%. So Gunn has shared how crypto is based off of his perfectly imperfect shelter dog, Ozu. On screen, the dog has been digitally created, but with all of his antics of the director's real-life dog. So AI dog in the movie, but it's based off a real-life adopted dog.
Can I say this too? I love that he has a cape. I didn't plan on seeing Superman until I saw clips of the dog. And I was like, now I'm in.
Now I'm in.
Now I'm in. If there's a dog and he has superheroes, he has superpowers,
Superpowers, look
yeah.
at him. He's just dragging Superman
Oh my
there.
God. I
Crypto.
love that dog so much.
Oh.
That makes me so happy.
That makes me super happy. I love when, movies unknowingly have a massive impact, in the world.
Oh.
Yeah.
That
So
is
sweet.
wonderful. Do you plan on seeing Superman?
No.
I could wait until it comes out on streaming and then we can watch it in my movie room.
We should.
But I don't have chairs yet, but we could still sit on the floor.
I'll sit on. I'll bring my own little
Can you bring your lounge chair? Like a little lawn?
Yes, a lawn chair
lawn
with
chair?
a blankie and a pillow.
Okay.
Or what would? Did you have sit-upons when you were like in preschool or anything?
What does that mean?
Okay, we made them in Girl Scouts, but it's basically like a square mat that you just sit upon.
Oh.
So when we would have our Girl Scout meetings, you bring your sit-upon and sit upon
Just
it.
sit upon it.
And then read the book and do all the things.
Well, it spells it out for you.
It does. What is a sit-upon? Well, you sit
upon it. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll need to learn the Smurf dance. And if you want to see, Maddie and I did post a Dance Party Friday dance this morning.
Yes.
That was super fun, so check our socials.